Welcome to From Creepin to Preachin. I'm your host, Renee R. White, a proud native Washingtonian, born, raised, and still live here in the heart of D.C. I've spent many years of my life in this incredible city, and it's not just my home, it's where my story began and where my passion for uplifting my community, especially the youth. This podcast is a space where we can have real, raw conversations about life, faith, and purpose, all rooted in the experience of someone who has walked these very streets and understands the struggles and the beauty of life in DC. Hello, listeners. Season 3, Episode 16. That's Season 3, Episode 16. Life happened. Oh, yeah, life happened. Family, if you ever had the wedding, taken the honeymoon, posted the pictures, smiled for everyone, and then life showed up at your door, this episode is for you. Today, we're talking about what happens after the ceremony, after the honeymoon, after the cruise ship stop, and real marriage begins. Because nobody talks enough about that part. We had the courthouse wedding on Valentine's Day. We had the Caribbean cruise. We sailed to the Mediterranean, to the Greek Isles. But then it was time to come home. And home meant decisions. Marriage is beautiful, but marriage is also practical. After the celebration, we had to ask a serious question. Where are we going to live? Not vacation, not cruise, not Rome, not the Greek Isles, but everyday life. We decided to move down Southwest DC into an apartment not far from work. It made sense. It was practical. It was close to our job. But what people didn't tell you is moving in together as husband and wife feels different than dating. Combining lives feels different than planning trips. Because now you're combining habits, spending styles, financial philosophies, personal independence. And let me tell you, money will test your marriage. We moved, we unpacked, we started settling in. And then reality hit. Money got tight. Now let's pause right here because this is important for anyone searching Christian marriages and finances, how to manage money as a married couple, who should handle the finances in marriage, budgeting in a new marriage. These are real questions. And we were living them out. Oh yeah, we had to decide who was the spender and who was the budget keeper. And I already knew something about myself. I was good with money. I could stretch a dollar. I can make a budget sing. I can track receipts. I can manage accounts. So my answer felt easy. I handled it. Simple, right? Not quite. Here's the part nobody sees. I've always been independent. I've always handled my finances, paid all my bills, made my own decisions. Now I'm married. Now I have to share. Now I have to consider. Now I have to trust. And trusting financially, that hits different. Especially for a woman who has survived on her own before. So we prayed. Yes, we prayed about money. Because if God is our Lord over our lives, He has to be the Lord over our bank account too. And after prayer, we agreed He would handle it. And that meant I had to release control. Lord, help me trust this man. I had never done this before. You see, sometimes in marriage, the issue isn't money. The issue is control. And sometimes the issue isn't control. The issue is fear. Fear of losing independence. Fear of being let down. Fear of things not being done your way. Fear of reliving past disappointments. So I had to check myself. Was I resisting because he wasn't capable? Or was I resisting because I was scared? That's a hard question. Marriage will hold up a mirror right to you. Oh, yeah. And prayer changed my posture. Not overnight, but gracefully. Because trust is it's built layers. Our apartment in Southwest, it wasn't glamorous. It wasn't a cruise ship balcony. It wasn't Rome. It wasn't the Greek Isles. It was everyday life. Groceries, rent, utilities, gas, unexpected expenses. But there was something beautiful about it. We were building. Not performing, not celebrating, not traveling. Building. And sometimes building is quiet. Sometimes building looks like cooking at home instead of eating out, saying no to extra spending, having uncomfortable budget conversations, reviewing statements together. Marriage isn't just romance, it's responsibility. We sat down and we talked honestly. How are we going to make this work? Not emotionally, practically. And here's what I learned. Agreement after prayer feels different. Decision after unity feels stronger because we were fighting. We were aligning. We weren't fighting. We were aligning. Alignment changed everything. Now let me say this clearly. Giving up control is not weakness. Submitting, a responsibility does not mean you're incapable. It means you're choosing partnership. That was new for me. Allowing him to lead in that area stretched me, and I had to monitor my attitude because it's easy to say, I'll let you handle it, but secretly still double checking everything, still questioning every move, still holding on mentally. That's not trust. Trust means praying, agreeing, and releasing, and letting peace replace anxiety. After the honeymoon ends, real intimacy begins. Not physical intimacy, financial intimacy, emotional intimacy, spiritual intimacy. Because when you combine money and combine vulnerability, and I had to learn, marriage isn't about who's in control. It's about who's in covenant. Lessons I learned, let me tell you. Pray before deciding major decision roles, especially financial decisions. Know your strengths and your weaknesses. Don't let fear disguise itself as wisdom. Alignment is more important than ego. Budgeting is not restriction. It's not a restriction. It's a strategy. Have you ever had to release control in your marriage? Have you ever had to trust your spouse with something that made you nervous? Did it work? Did it fail? Did it grow you? Or are you still holding on tightly? I want to hear from you because somebody listening right now is struggling with this. How can I trust my spouse with money? And the answer isn't always simple, but prayer helps. Conversation helps. Agreement helps. Everybody loves the wedding pictures, but nobody posts the budget meeting. Everybody loves the honeymoon photos, but nobody shows the spreadsheet. Yet, that's where marriage grows. In Southwest DC, in a simple apartment, it was tight months. It's with whispering prayers. That's where character builds. That's where unity forms. After the ceremony, after the honeymoon, and after the cruises, life came. And life doesn't break us. It stretches us. And stretching builds strength. So if you're in that after season right now, stay in line. Stay prayerful. Stay honest. And remember, marriage isn't proven after vacation. It's proven in the valley. If this episode spoke to you, share with another couple. Leave a review and tell me, have you ever released control of your marriage? How did it work out for you? Let's grow together. I'd like to hear from you. Tune in on Friday at 9 a.m. on iHeart, Apple, Spotify, or YouTube to catch up on all episodes. And also subscribe that way you won't miss any new content. Grab you a copy of my book on Barnes & Noble or Amazon. As you read along, you see all the twists, turns, and the triumph unfolding, gaining a deeper understanding of my testimony and life, changing lessons behind every story. Let's walk this path together. Your journey of healing and hope is just one page away. Let's keep this conversation going. I'm excited to hear how you peeling back your layers and embracing your moment of life happened. Also, make sure you visit my website, Creepin and Preachin, for more updates, fresh merch, resources, and information about upcoming episodes. I'd like to thank my producer, McKinley, with Moving Emotion by Matt. See you next week.